It's time to add the finishing touches to the baby pumpkin imps. First, we cut strips of green creepy cloth and twisted them into little vines. Then, using a drop of hot glue, I started attaching the small vines to the underside of the head and pressing them in place with a dental tool. Next, I glued on some longer vines and then wrapped them and draped them around the bodies. Then I used some clear Elmer's glue and a brush and tacked down the vines in a few spots to hold them in place. And I just continued to add a few more hanging and twisting vines to really make it look more like a little root. And this is what we were going for. It's amazing how just a few creepy cloth vines really makes it look so much more organic and plant-like. And here's the finished creepy cloth vines on all of the imps. Now it was time to attach their real pumpkin stems. I first drilled an 1/8 inch hole about a 1/2 inch deep into the stem. Then I inserted 1/8 inch armature wire into the hole and then clipped it off, leaving a little bit sticking out. Next, I drilled a hole into the top of the head. Now the stem can attach right into the head with this peg and give it more strength when we glue it. So here's an awesome tip. If you ever have extra silicone when making molds, pour it into a clean cup, let it set up, and then peel it out. These make the most amazing Bondo and glue palettes ever. I'll show you. So now it was time to glue the stem to the head. I mixed up equal parts of epoxy on the silicone palette and applied a little to the peg and put it into the hole on the head. Then I applied a little glue to the peg and the bottom of the stem and attached the stem to the head. Then I used a small disposable brush and blended the epoxy around the base of the stem. Later, I would just touch up this epoxy with a little bit of paint. And then I attached the stems to all the rest of them. Using real pumpkin stems really helped to give each one of them their unique personalities. And here's why these silicone palettes are really awesome. Once the epoxy, Bondo, or paint has set up, it just peels right off, leaving it perfectly clean and ready to go again. Now it was time to gloss their eyes. I used a glossy acrylic varnish, but you can also use 5-minute epoxy. I just brushed some on over their eyes, building up a pretty thick layer and avoiding brush strokes. And there you have it. It looks a little milky at first, but it dries crystal clear and glossy. And here they are, the finished baby pumpkin imps. It's amazing how much they transformed with these finishing touches. Just a little creepy cloth and pumpkin stems really brought them to life. Creating these baby pumpkin imps really was such a blast. and a super fun addition to our Grimwood Hollow story. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey of how we created our baby pumpkin imps. And if you enjoyed this, then stick around, because next up, we will be showing you the entire process of how we created the collector. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.